Hello, everybody, and welcome to something a little bit different. We're still talking about Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, but this is the flight planner that's web based, that's officially supported by Microsoft Flight Sim that I didn't even know existed until they showcased it in the dev stream yesterday. And I thought it was so cool that I wanted to do a full video on it to kind of showcase the capabilities of it and talk about what's coming out for the future of this program here. But you'll find this at planner.flightsimulator.com. And then once you log in with your Microsoft or Xbox account, it'll be tied into your simulator. So anything that you do flight planning wise and save, it'll just be sitting there waiting for you in the sim. You just open the EFB and you'll be able to use it. I'll showcase that later on. But wanted to just kind of go through it really quick, go through the tabs, and then we'll dive into all the delicious goodies this program has to offer. So there's three different map layers to choose from for now. We have VFR, IFR low, and IFR high. We'll stick to VFR for now. And then, of course, you can customize what you're seeing on the map, from airports to nav aids to waypoints to airspaces, depending on what they are. And you can even add what restricted airspaces there are. So if we turn that on and, we head over to Area 51, all the orange are restricted airspaces, of course. You got prohibited, danger, and alert, and then military areas as well. So this is just so cool. I absolutely love this. I'm surprised they haven't really pushed it as much either, because, like I said, didn't even know it was a thing until today. You can also get measurements in here, and cloud coverage, precipitation, and wind barbs on here, which you do have a nice little timeline here. I'll let that load in. And here's with everything loaded. So you see the cloud layers here. We have the precipitation, got a storm over here in Louisiana. It even gives you some future radar too, which is pretty cool. And of course the wind barbs, so you can see the wind direction going on in certain places. And if we zoom in, you'll get more of them, of course. But just wanted to be zoomed out so you can actually see all the weather elements being displayed on the screen. And now zooming in made it disappear. But anyways, you get the point of what I'm trying to showcase here. And then the next tab, you can have build-up areas, highways, roads, railways, green areas, and topography on the map as well. So if you're wanting all those little identifiers and so forth, really spruce up that map. And by the way, this is all free. Just in case you were wondering if you have to pay for this. All this is free. But there's a general overview of what we have regarding layers and so forth and information that you can put on your map. I'll put that away. And now we can dive into the airports themselves. So let's say you're wanting to fly in Denver and you want some charts. Well, I can give you some charts. So when you click on it, you do get information about if it's towered or not, the longest runway, all that kind of stuff that you would want. The different runways have all their different stats, showing you what the winds are like at that specific runway. And you get the frequencies as well of the airport, from approach to departure, tower, ground, ATIS, and area. I mean, there's just so much information. Like, I know people that are really into flight planning are gonna love this. And then, that's just the basic information right there. Let's click on charts. So you get charts for basically everything, the runways, for departures, and the way you want to approach into it. I'll just kind of click through a few of these. There's so many. There's just a couple of those. Then you have the arrival charts. And then you can really, it's so highly detailed. You can really zoom in, get all that information going on. And then, of course, once you're on the ground, you're like, I need to figure out where I'm trying to go to. Don't you worry about that. We got all the taxiway information you could want, the different concourses. And of course, you can get other grounds as well. You can figure out where your gate is instead of guessing, just kind of getting that information right here. I mean, just incredible. And then if you have like an A380, you can get specific charts for that and see where you can taxi to and so forth to get to where you're trying to get to with those heavier aircraft. And then I'll go back to some approaches as well. in case you're wanting to see that. I mean, my goodness, just everything you could possibly imagine for free. I mean, my goodness, and low visibility charts as well. Well, there's just a quick thing there. We'll load into procedures, not really sure. I haven't clicked on this one. Just, oh, here we go. So you get all the different stuff. If you're coming in from the northeast, from Rapid City or something like that, you're coming in from there, or from the east or west or south. It's kind of showing you the pathways to take in there. And then, of course, you can click on weather, and it'll give you some more detailed information about the current weather in Denver. 13 degrees Celsius currently. And even for smaller airports, if you're wanting to get some charts, they have them. I mean, you get the Falcon 1 departure, and you even have some approaches as well. All right, so now that we kind of got a good overview of what you can expect from this free program, let's go ahead and make our first flight plan. So right now we're in the aircraft section, which we're going to fly in a Cessna 172 for this flight here, but you can see all of your aircraft in one nice place here. So now that we have our aircraft selected, we're going to go ahead and go to the route page here, which you can do an IFR flight or a VFR flight. You can change some other stuff. You can even get suggested routes. But I want to do a flight from Colorado Springs to Centennial. And what's pretty cool is get a quick little button. It'll pop up with the chart for the airport without you having to file through a bunch of different menus and so forth. And you can change the departure, the route, the arrival, and approach. You can even make a custom route from identifiers to custom or to coordinates as well. We're not going to worry about that too much. And for departures, you can pick which runway you're wanting to take off from. You can do an instrument or visual approach, choose the pattern. But again, not going to be too worried about it. Just kind of want to showcase what you can do inside of these. And then arrival for our Centennial flight there. Didn't mean to back out so much there. So let's go ahead and I want a auto select departure, a auto select arrival, and an auto select approach. So now you see our route here is going south over here and then around. Not sure I like that. So let's not go ahead and stick with the auto route here. I want to go ahead and delete these. So let's remove these procedures really quick. I kind of want more of a direct flight here. I'm not going to be too worried about doing that. So right now we're taking off from 17 left. We're going to do a visual approach or visual departure. And I want to head left. So let's go ahead and do that. This will change the origin runway to 17 left. That's okay. Perfect. So now we're going to take off from 17 left, make our turn, and then we're going to start heading all the way up to Centennial. And right now, we can just have a direct shot if we want to. All right, so instead of doing a straight-in approach, I want to go for 3-5 right. And we can do an ILS approach here. And with no transition, we'll just leave it at that. So then that way we can just get lined up with the runway and land perfectly. And we'll change the destination runway. Beautiful. So now we have our beautiful flight from 17 left in Colorado Springs, where we will climb and then head straight north almost. And then once we get to Centennial a little bit, we'll hop on another line here and head straight in to 3-5 left. So I think I'm pretty happy with what we have here. We'll keep going. So flight details, flight information, and extended operations. We're going to be going for a visual approach. And we'll just do our registration of Cal 123. Private flight, flight number 34. We'll just call that. Do that. Flight date of December 4th. Perfect. Equipment, you can even add that. Transponder. Squawk only, all this stuff. I mean, my goodness, half of this I don't even know specifically, but I kind of know a little bit of the basics. But people can go really in depth on this. And then if we wanted to do extended operations, aircraft not certified for extended operations must remain within a certain time limit from the closest airport while en route. So you have uncertified, EDTO, and exempt. So we'll not mess with that. We'll just leave what we have here. Fuel and payload. We'll just do 8 gallons of that, and fuel burn. Just leave. Let's see here. Let's just average fuel burn of what? 3 gallons an hour? Sure. This is probably all wrong here, but that's all right. And then, of course, our payload. It'll probably just be me, so I'm not going to worry about adding any passengers to it. Passenger weight of 0. You can even randomize the load if you want to have a specific thing for it. And we're not going to have a payload. It'll just be us. So we'll get to the briefing here. You can get all kinds of information, see your fuel and so forth. I mean, it just goes further and further deep into it. It'll be really fun to kind of learn how to go through all this. But if you've been wanting some great flight planning tools baked into just the sim, it's here. I mean, my goodness. And of course, we have options here where you can change the settings. You can even change chart provider from Lido to the FAA. But we'll leave everything there. And then anything that you clicked on recently, or I guess actually what it does is it knows where you're flying, so it already pretty much gives you the charts you're wanting right here, which is excellent. So here's Kappa, Centennial Airport. Get all the taxiways, of course. I mean, just I love it. I can't believe they're not pushing this more, honestly. So anyways, we got our flight plan set up. I think I'm pretty happy with it. So all we have to do now is we'll go down here and save the flight plan. Cessna flight to Centennial. Centennial. There we go. So we got everything. Colorado Springs to Centennial. Let's save the new plan. And we're done. So now we can head into the sim and I'll show you what happens from there. Alright, so when you're in the sim, all you gotta do is go to free flight, open the EFB, and you'll click up here for the flight plan, load flight plan, and there is our flight we just created right here. The Cessna flight to Centennial that I was wanting to do. We'll load that in, get to see all the information that we had there, and you'll just file plan with ATC. We'll close out of this, and there is the exact flight we just planned out in the planner. How cool is that? And then if you were interested too, I did one with an airliner type idea. It's obviously not fully 100% right, but it'll get you the idea of it. So a flight from Denver to LAX, let's go ahead and load that one on in here, and then file the plan with ATC. And there it is, just like that. The runway we were wanting, and then our path on over the Colorado Rockies, and all the way down into LAX, following the path. And there we are. So, just amazing that is a free program. There is a lot of tools in there. Right now, you can't track the plane on the map, but that is something they plan on adding, which is going to be a really cool addition. So you'll be able to have your flight planner map pretty much open on a tablet or something, or a second screen. You'll be able to track where your plane is, how it's doing, all that kind of stuff. This is incredible amount of tools for the price of free. So again, I'll swap over to this window here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed checking this out. Hopefully I let you guys know this even exists, because this is incredible. The team at Flight Sim need to push this a bit more, because there's just so much to this that I'm excited to dive in, learn more about how to properly set these flights up. But what an awesome start with a lot more stuff coming to it. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys next time. See ya.